everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Sandra, and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading. And this one today is going to be on what are your strengths and weaknesses. We have 3 different piles to choose from. We have pile 1 with Superman, we have pile 2 with Wonder Woman, and we have pile 3 with the Flash. So basically, whichever pile you feel most compelled to watch or your gut instinct is drawing you to the most, that's the pile you should watch. And here in a moment, we are going to give you some time to reflect on the pile so you can decide which one to go to. It is possible to be drawn to more than one pile. That does happen sometimes. And because this is a general reading, not all messages in every pile will resonate with everybody, but some messages will resonate with most people. So that's the way that works. So that's why sometimes more than one pile will work for you. And if you feel compelled to do so, go ahead and watch that, because there should be messages for you in both piles. I just would love to take this opportunity to say thank you for everybody who subscribed to the channel and offer you a chance to subscribe if you haven't done so. It is free and it helps out the channel a lot. It helps us grow and we really appreciate it. We also would say thank you to everybody who has shared the channel on social media. Here in the near future, we're actually going to get a unique URL link for the channel. And when we do, we'll put it in the descriptions of our videos so that you can share that link. But if you put it out there on the social media accounts and say, hey, check out this channel, that really helps us out a lot. And we really appreciate that just so much. Also, if you could give the video a like and put comments in the comment section, those things help us out as well. So we like all of those things and we appreciate all of those things. And thank you very much for all that you do for us. Okay, we're going to give you some time to reflect on these piles, and then when you're ready, there'll be timestamps in the description that will lead you directly to your pile to watch. See you there. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading, those of you that chose Superman. All right. Actually, all the superheroes for today's readings are my 3 top favorites, I think, which is kind of cool. Okay, today's reading, remember, is on what are your strengths and weaknesses. And we will be looking at our tarot cards and oracle cards. We also have our charms that we're going to look at, as well as our oracle sphere. So you could be thinking of a yes or no type of question. I'm hoping not only to find out what some strengths and weaknesses are, but maybe some things that you can do to help them out. Help you utilize your strengths and maybe overcome some of your weaknesses. So hopefully there will be some advice there as well when we get to the reading. So let's see what happens. All right, so let's see what we've got here today. All right. We've got number 37, the 3rd chakra, Archangel Chamuel. Okay. We're going to move that over there. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Devil card. We have the Empress. Okay. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Star card. Wow, I can already tell what your strengths are. The 7 of Chalices, or the 7 of Cups. The 8 of Cups. The 10 of Swords. And the 6 of Wands. Okay. Well, the first thing I saw for strengths for you guys, for sure, is you guys have a very, very, very strong intuition. You can follow it and it can lead you in really good directions. If you choose to follow your intuition, if you listen to your gut instincts, you can, do very, very well in pretty much anything that you want to do. That being said, one of your weaknesses is that you don't necessarily believe in your intuition. I think you kind of feel like whenever your intuition kind of tells you something, you ignore it for various reasons. It could be that you feel like it was wishful thinking, or that there's no way that could possibly work out. So, you let your head overwhelm your gut instinct sometimes. You go through and say, this can't be right, there's no way, or sometimes you might think you're following your intuition and it doesn't work out for you because actually you weren't following your intuition. So then that gives you even more ammunition to say, see, I can't listen to my intuition, it doesn't steer me in the right direction, and so forth. So that's kind of a weakness of yours. One way I think that you can help with this and help utilize this strength and kind of overcome the weakness involved with it is to meditate. I know that's very difficult. I have trouble meditating myself. My mind likes to wander a lot, or I have trouble settling down long enough to even meditate for even just a few minutes. But if you take the time and effort to do that, and kind of work on your connection with spirit a little bit, I think that you could really start tapping into that intuition and start being able to tell the difference between your mind and your heart and your intuition. Tell the difference between your ego telling you something and your intuition telling you something, because they're two totally different things sometimes. A lot of times they are. And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the two. There's also exercises out there that you could do that could help with that, so you can help kind of see the difference between them and start being able to rely on your intuition just a little bit more. At first, I think you could practice with just small things that don't matter a whole lot. Um, and then as you start building confidence and start realizing that your intuition is steering you in the right direction, and then you can start believing in yourself more, and you can start being able to trust your instincts on whatever you want to do. So that's definitely one strength and one weakness. They kind of are paired together there. Another strength and weakness I think are also paired together is you have a very strong work ethic. And I see that as a strength because you're willing to go out there and do the work it takes that needs to be done to get things done. You might even be self-starters and self-motivators, which not a lot of people are. A lot of people have to have, somebody tell them, hey, go do this. Now's time to get this done or whatever. Otherwise, there's some people out there that, will just kind of sit around. They can't open their own businesses. They can't do other things because they just don't have what it takes to go, okay, I need to get up and go do this now. Or now's the time to get this started, or this is this. But you guys have a work ethic that you can be self-motivating, you can self-start, you can do stuff. You're organized, you're methodical, you're aware of that this needs to be done, and so you set aside time to get it done or to do it. Or if there's something that you really want to accomplish, you're like, okay, let's get this started. You might put it off slightly once in a while for a week or two or whatever, but you don't put it off indefinitely, and you don't just say, well, I'll get to it someday. You don't do that. You actually do the work that needs to be done. You work very well in whatever job that you're doing, and this is both any kind of work. This is work that you earn money at. This is work that you need to do for yourself or around the house or for other people, or any kind of work involved. You have a strong work ethic. you're willing to get out there and do whatever work it takes and get things done, and so forth. And that is a strength. That is a very good thing. It's awesome that you can do that, because that way, if you have a mind to open your own business or to do some things on your own, you have what it takes, to be a self-starter and actually get out there and do those things. But there's a weakness involved in this as well. Sometimes you tend to take your work ethic to the extreme to where you literally start hurting your health. This Ten of Swords is a very interesting one. Normally the Ten of Swords, they're out on like a battlefield and they've got all these swords in their back and they've obviously been in a battle and they've lost it. But you notice how on this particular card, which I find very interesting, is he's literally at a desk studying or working or doing some sort of work, and then now he's got these swords in his back. And to me, that's very symbolic of, I think sometimes you work yourself so hard and so much, or feel like there's so many things you need to get done, that it's actually to your detriment, especially to your health. Sometimes people work too hard and it's not good for family relationships, or it's not, good for other things. But in your case, I think it's mostly your health that suffers because of this. I think you tend to, start getting overtired. You can't think straight. You may start suffering sleep problems. You maybe even work so hard you don't eat well, which is also detrimental to your health. It weakens your immune system. You might catch the flu or colds very easily, or other things like that. So your work ethic is very important and very good, but you need to learn to balance that with taking care of yourself. Okay? And so that's something that I think is very important for you to take into account. Another weakness involved with this work ethic is that sometimes you feel like getting work done is so important that you don't always want to follow your dreams or follow something that you see as impractical or as not worthy of your work because you don't think it would go very far. You do have a couple of very youthful cards, very dreamy-like cards. And I think you tend to, when you allow yourself to dream for even a moment, I think you tend to pull back from it and go, nope, that's not practical, that's not good. I need to get this other work done. It's more important. The only way to get ahead in life is to work really hard at practical things or things that, will actually make money or actually do things. And I think that you don't always see your dreams as being valid or important or something that you should follow. So my advice with that is let yourself go once in a while. Maybe not all the time, maybe not do a total flip. It's okay to, do the practical things too. It's all right to do those things, but let yourself dream about something that you really would like to do. Like, let's say you're an artist or a painter or a musician or a writer or, something in the artistic fields, or you would like to open your own business, let's say. That's a practical thing, but it's also impractical in a lot of ways, and you know that. And so maybe you've not let yourself do that. Maybe you could pick one dream of yours, something that you really love to do, that's very relaxing, that is enjoyable to you, or something that you've always wanted to do. It could be gardening, farming. It could be, like I said, any of those artistic pursuits. It could be, working on plays at civic theaters. It could be anything that you can think of. That just one dream, just one thing that you truly, truly enjoy, or that you've always dreamed of doing. Pick one thing and maybe pursue that. Maybe go ahead and do that, because I think that will also help you in your work ethic hurting your health. Because if you can balance that, if you could take that work ethic energy and apply it towards something that you really care about, or that you've always wanted to pursue, or that you really enjoy doing, it could be building models, it could be working on miniatures, it could be trains. I'm coming up with all these different things coming into my head because I think it's different for each one of you, but it's those things that truly either relax you or that you enjoy or that, you've always wanted to pursue. If you can take time out to at least work on one of those things and take that work ethic towards those things. I think you've been unwilling to do that because you don't see them as important, but they really are. Because if you can do that, I think it would help with your work ethic cutting into your health. I think it would improve your health. I think it would improve your energy to be able to do the other types of work that you want to get done. And I think it would really, really help you out a lot. So those are your biggest strengths and weaknesses that came through so far in this reading. And we're going to go on to our charms now and see what else might come through, or if it might reinforce some of these things some more, or if there's other advice or other things. So we're going to go ahead and move on to that. But those are definitely the things that came through the most clearly for you guys, were those things there. So that's really cool. Hopefully you guys will be able to do something with that information, because it's very exciting that you have those things working for you there. All right, let's go into our charms. All right, your strengths and weaknesses and advice for those things coming right up here. All right. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay. It's interesting here because I got a lot of the same messages that came through on the other one. We have the Star Kitty, which I do see as a sign of your intuition and that kind of thing. So that's something there to look into. We also have an O. It's only one letter, so it might mean something specifically to you. When I see an O, I think of the circle, a never-ending circle that goes around. And to me, in this case, for your specific reading, I see that as your strength of not giving up and pursuing things and keep going. It's a never-ending circle. It's unbroken. And so I see that as a sign of your strength and so forth. So that's kind of cool. The other things I see here is we have hope. And I like that because I think it's really important that you have hope and that you follow your dreams. To me, that goes along with your dreaming energy. And, because if you have hope that things will work out or that things will do stuff, we usually apply that to things that we feel like we need hope for, that they're not just a given that they'll work out. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. It's interesting how we have these other energies to me that show your work ethic. We've got the fan, which to me, I know this always sounds so weird to some of you all, but whenever I see the fan, it almost always brings to mind invention or creating things, being innovative, because I think of people creating a fan and getting a patent for it and that kind of thing, and that's an innovative way of helping cool people off. Whoever invented the fan did so because they saw a need and came up with it. And it shows a couple of different things. First of all, it shows creative energy because you have to be creative to invent things. But it also shows a worker and somebody who can build things and do that kind of thing. So that's interesting that showed up for you. We also have the dog bone, which to me just shows your tenacity for things. Like if you feel something needs to get done, you're willing to work in it and do it until you get it done, and keep working at it. And so that's what I see there. But we do have a couple of other things here. We have the frog, we have the angel heart, And we also have the heart kitty. And to me, those go along with following your things that you truly care about, following your heart and your intuition on some things, uh, listening to your intuition, because, I think of the angels and tapping into that energy along with his heart, um, and so forth. So, and then like the frog, I think of the frog prince. So once again, that goes along with, um, following some impossible dreams, or following some things that, are more of a dreamy like energy, like, wanting to find your prince kind of thing. We see that as a fairy tale, and fairy tales aren't necessarily supposed to come true, and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the energy I'm getting there. So it kind of just reinforced all the energy that was in the cards. We did have a couple of cards that came along here as well. We have the Six of Cups. Again, so you do care a lot about your community and your family and other people like that, and you're well looked upon for that as well. So that's another strength of yours. Once again, we have the Eight of Hearts. To me, eights show that work ethic, show that work energy. It's interesting how it's the cup energy this time, because before it was the pentacle energy, and then you also have the Eight of Cups over here. The cup energy deals a lot with emotions. It deals a lot with things that we feel good about or bad about, things that we're emotionally attached to. And it's interesting how you had two eights attached to the cups, because most people think of the Eight of Cups as, okay, they've completed their task and now it's time to go on to the next phase. But I see in this reading specifically, the eights to me are attached to the work energy, and the fact that you had two Eight of Cups and only one Eight of Pentacles shows to me that it is very important for you to follow the things that your heart would like you to follow as well, with that energy that you have, with that work ethic energy. So that's just more advice along that road there, that it's important to follow that, because you're too far balanced the other direction, and now you need to kind of correct that a little bit. So that's kind of the energy I'm seeing there with the charms. All right, let's go on and do our oracle spheres. This is one of my favorite parts of the reading, because this is where you guys can be interactive and work with the reading a lot more yourself, other than just picking a pile. And so on this, what we'd like for you to do is think of a yes or no type of question that you've been wanting an answer to. It could be related to the reading, or it could be just anything that's been on your mind. But you think of that question, and then you pick a stand for your answer to appear on. We have gold, bronze, green, and blue, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can pick by number, color, position, anything that you really would like. And then we'll go through and we'll get our answers. Some people have found other ways to utilize this portion of the reading, and if you've done so, I encourage that as well. I think that's great that you participate and do that too. So whatever way works out best for you, or whatever you would like to do, is awesome. All right, so let's go through and get our answers. We're going to do the number 1 gold first, which is probable. The number 2 bronze, which is not now. The number 3 green is also probable. And the number 4 blue is very likely. Wow, okay. So the number 1 gold is probable. Now the number 2 bronze is not now, and that does not necessarily mean no. It just means not right now at this particular energy. So, it might be a yes down the road. Number 3 green is also probable, and the number 4 blue is very likely. So there's your oracle sphere answers for this week. Guys, I really hope that you had some messages that came through really well for you in this reading, and that you could utilize and do something with. Please remember to share the channel with your friends and family. YouTube lately has not been sharing my videos with very many people. I'm not sure what's going on with their algorithm there, and so it's been very hard for my videos to get out lately. And so you guys sharing a link to the channel on your social media accounts is probably the easiest and best way right now for the channel to grow and for people to see my videos. So I really appreciate that for all of you that do that for us. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot readings out there on lots of topics. So there might be some ones out there that would resonate with you and that you'd really like to see. So that would be great as well. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. And please leave us comments. I love to read those. And I do try to respond to every one of them. But I love hearing about what's going on in your guys' life, or how the reading was for you, or different things like that. I love reading all that. So I look forward to seeing those. All right, guys. We'll see you again in future videos. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose Wonder Woman. I got to thinking, I realized that all three of the superheroes I picked for the reading were like my 3 top favorites, so I thought that was cool. All right, remember, this reading is going to be on what are your strengths and weaknesses. Also, I'm really hoping, worked out really well for the first pile, so I'm really hoping that maybe some advice might come through on how you can utilize those, or how you can overcome some of the obstacles that you might have with your weaknesses and some things, some advice on that. So I'm hoping that comes through for you guys as well. We also have our charms that we will be looking at, and our oracle spheres. So you can be thinking of your yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. So let's get started and see what's going on today. All right, we got number 27, walking away. Okay. We have the Page of Wands. Okay. The World card. Temperance. Okay. The Ten of Cups. The Three of Pentacles. Okay. The Nine of Wands. The Queen of Wands. Okay. The Ace of Wands. Wow, lots of Wands energy. Goodness. And then the Queen of Cups. Okay. We had some stuff kind of starting to come through, but I want to look on these just a little bit here, because I think there's more for me to see here that hasn't quite come through yet. So give me just a moment here. Okay. One of the things that came through for me from the beginning was that you have a great need and want to be close to your family, friends, community. You're very emotionally attached to these kinds of things. Which is a strength in a lot of ways. You need that kind of emotional attachment. You need other people a lot in your life. You're not a loner. You definitely have to have other people to feel fulfilled and so forth. That is a strength, but it's also a weakness. Which a lot of times our strengths are can be a little bit of both. That's not unusual. And I think in your case, you got a couple of things going on here. One is you have a great need for this kind of connection, but I also think you have a tendency to, when you do start to get that connection, or you do start to get close, you tend to leave, or to push people away, or to not let it come to its full closeness. Okay. I think you might do that in some relationships, not all of them. I think there's just some that you tend to do that with. I'm not sure exactly why. That doesn't seem to be coming through as to why you do that. Maybe you guys know, maybe you can recognize that and you realize that you do that. I do feel like you need to protect yourself from something with the Nine of Wands energy here. So I'm not sure where that's coming from or where that's stemming from. It may stem from something very early in life, because that's kind of the energy I am getting, is that this might have came from something very young. Is you feel like you need to protect yourself, so the easiest way you do that is kind of walk away. But also the other part of this is not only do you have a need for these other people, but sometimes you tend to rely on that emotional attachment for your full happiness in life. Like if you don't have somebody that you can lean on or talk to or be close to or whatever, and since you tend to push them away, you may not have them. And so because of that, you don't feel emotionally fulfilled. You feel like you have to have this other connection to feel emotionally fulfilled. And in my opinion, that's kind of a weakness as well, because even though it's important to have other people in our lives and to have people that we're close to, we also need to care about ourselves enough that we can also feel emotionally fulfilled without somebody else. And what I mean by that is we never should need somebody else to feel worthy. We never should need somebody else to feel like to love ourselves. Okay? Because I think what happens with some people is, unless they feel loved by somebody, or unless they're in a relationship that they feel that deep love, they feel like, they don't love themselves, because they're like, well, I'm not with somebody else, so obviously I'm not good enough on my own. And that's something that I think you guys could work on a little bit. The Temperance card, to me, is kind of pulling out that energy of maybe you could balance that a little bit, between self-love and love for other people, and the love other people have for you. Now, if you could balance that out, you could really be on top of it all with the Queen of Cups energy here. You also have the World card, which I really love, because to me that shows that you can achieve, everything you like in this world, if you can learn, to temperance that. The other thing I see here with all this Wands energy is I feel like you're a very passionate group. You have very strong convictions. You have very strong emotions. You might even be quick to anger. That kind of energy. But what's really good about that, what's really a big strength on that, is you are a very strong individual. With the Ace of Wands here, you notice how all this fiery energy is going up the wand. She's holding it up. It's a very strong symbol of power. I feel like you guys are very powerful individuals and have a lot of strength, a lot of fiery passion, a lot of that kind of stuff. I think your emotions might tend to hold you back from that sometimes, or that need to protect yourself might hold you back from utilizing that strength and that power. But you guys have it. You guys are very powerful. That's the word that keeps coming to my mind. Powerful individuals. That's what keeps coming to mind, and that's a definite strength. I don't think you guys always know how to utilize it. I think you guys might scatter your energies, because that was the other thing that came through early on as well, was that you guys might tend to, I get the Gemini energy of floating here, floating there, going here, going there, not really completing things. Kind of jumping from one thing to another. You may not be steady in things. You might get interested in one thing, and then, and this is kind of a weakness, but it's also a good thing too, by the way. And I have this energy a lot, so I can really relate to this. you get interested in something and you start working on it, but then something else grabs your attention and you go work on that. So you may not finish the first thing, and then you go on to the third thing, and so on and so on and so on. And it's hard to complete things because you're just interested in so many different things. What's great about that is you can be good at massive amounts of things. You can be good at, lots of different types of things and not just one thing in your life. And that's a really big plus. That's a really good thing. To be handy and competent and knowledgeable about many different things. That's a really, really good, strong strength. What's a weakness about it is you might not have a tendency to have a lot of completion energy. You might not have a tendency to settle down and actually work on one thing. You might jump from job to job. That's some people with this energy do that. Or you might not complete certain projects because you get interested in something else. Or you get bored easily maybe, and then that might cause problems. And so, those things are things that are hard to work through. One of the things I think you can do to help with this is draw on that other strength of yours, which is wanting that emotional connection with people. Because if you have somebody in your life, or some buddies, this could be a family, and this could be, a significant other and children, this could be siblings and their children, this could be parents, this could be your family in general. This is any kind of emotional connection that you're wanting and that you have. That if you can learn not to push them away and lean on them, but on the right way, not lean on them for your total happiness, or not lean on them for your fulfillment, but you can lean on them to help steady you. And what I mean by that is that if you have that emotional fulfillment in your life, if you don't keep pushing people away and keep doing that other thing, if you can get that kind of connection that you're craving and that you're wanting and that you really need, and you get into the Queen of Cups energy where you're kind of on top of that emotional energy, that might stabilize you enough that your temperance energy can kind of kick in here a little bit, where you're a little bit more balanced. And then if you can get a little bit more balanced, your fiery passions won't take over so much that they run away with you. Okay? It can help steady you, because that's kind of the energy I'm getting, is that you need to steady just a little bit. You need to be more steady. You need to be a little bit more calm about certain things, a little bit more whatever. Because then you can utilize your strength of knowing about a lot of different things, caring about a lot of different things, wanting to learn lots of different things. You can take that energy, which is a really good energy, and you can focus it a little bit more and actually do some really good positive things with that. You can, create certain projects. You can settle down and steady in relationships that really matter, jobs that really matter, projects that really matter to you. You can actually start completing some of these things. You can actually start, once again, words are coming to my head, is settling down a little bit. It's that calming energy. It's that not being so fiery, run amok energy. It's a little bit more of steadiness. And so that's the term that's coming to my mind on this, is steady. Okay? So that's kind of the energies I'm getting with you guys on your biggest strengths and weaknesses and the things that are coming through right now, and maybe how to work with those and do something with them, because they really are great strengths. Your passions and your emotions are such a wonderful thing to have, is being passionate about things and caring about things and caring about people and caring about relationships is so awesome, because some people go through life and don't care about anything, and you care about a lot of stuff, and that's really awesome. And also, being able to care about lots of different things and wanting to know lots of different things and wanting to do lots of different things. That is such a big strength. You just wouldn't know. But you can't let these things run away with you in such a way that you don't ever accomplish anything, or that you don't ever get that emotional fulfillment that is really yours. You've got the World card, which means that these energies that you have could literally lead you to everything you want in life. You would have the world at the palm of your hands, with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups energy and the World card. You could truly have everything you want in life, if you can utilize the temperance and settle things down a little bit. So that's that energy going on with that. Let's go ahead and move on to our charms and our oracle spheres and see what they have to say about everything. All right, so let's go on to our charms here and see strengths and weaknesses and thoughts and advice on there for. All right. Whew, goodness. All right, we got B, E, and D, bed. Interesting. Or D-E-B, Deb. Interesting. All right, so those letters could be initials. You can spell words with them. They could be beginnings of words. It's whatever you think of there. So we're going to go with that. Let's see what else we've got going here. Intriguing. Okay. This is interesting because what I see here is you definitely have a strength with family and caring about family and so forth, because we have that energy going on, but we also have the Gemini energy again, which we talked about as far as, floating here, there, and everywhere. But also what I see with that, with the Gemini energy as well, is the twin energy and how it's important to you to have, somebody, especially somebody, complete your life or help kind of make up two halves to a whole kind of thing. That is a strength in a lot of ways, because I think relying on other people is really important. I think being close to other people is really important. So that is a strength in this case. You do have the key to love here, which I really like, because what that shows me with the cups energy you had in your tarot, and with that, is once again you have the key to have everything you want, with love and the world energy and all those things that we talked about. You have that ability already. You've already got the key. You've already got what it takes to reach that goal. You already have that. So you just need to tap into that energy in the right way. So I find that really intriguing there. Also, the elephant energy. Once again, I see elephants a lot of times as, first of all, being incredibly intelligent, which, I see you guys as being very smart and intelligent. That goes along with that Gemini energy as well. But also, elephants are very close to their families. They care a lot about their family group and their tribe and whatnot. And so when I see that, that's kind of the energy I'm getting with you guys as well. We have a couple of other energies here that I find interesting with you guys. I really think with your fiery, passionate energies of the Wands energy, I think you guys can be really great dreamers. That you can, I'm trying to think of the right word. You can be very creative individuals. We do have the guitar, which shows creativity in of itself. I think of the perfume as being creative in that people that make perfume are very creative in mixing different smells together to, have certain things. We have the from Alice in Wonderland. That's once again a very creative type of notion. It's a very not only was it innovative for children's books, but it was also, she kind of goes down in Wonderland, and it's, whatever. We also have the seashell, and so I think of hidden depths and unknown talents and things, kind of in the sea. So with all of that energy going on there, I think one of the things you guys can do with that energy that you have of wanting to learn lots of things and wanting to uh, go from project to project and things like that, is I think you guys are very creative and individual, creative and inspiring and inspired. I think you have a lot of ability to utilize your creative talents in a very constructive way. Because I do think you have a lot of creative talents. I think it's another strength of yours. And I think that if you were able to take some of that time, some of that energy, and focus it some, you could really create wonderful things, beautiful things, unique things, all of that. So that's just something that's kind of going here. She believed she could, so she did, and live in the moment. Those to me are showing. We also have blessed, which is awesome, because I, see that along with your creative energies there as well. You're blessed with a lot of creativity. With this energy going on here is, if you take that creative energy that you have and you actually utilize it and you do something with it, and don't just sit and dream about the future, but I actually kind of really don't finish or do anything. For instance, I see the guitar here. Let's say you're a musician and you play the guitar and you write songs, but you sit down and you just dabble with it a little bit. You dream about writing wonderful songs that get published and people really love them, but you really don't do a lot of energy with it. You kind of just dabble at it a little bit. You dream about it, but you don't really work on it that much. You don't really believe in yourself, for one. For two, is your dreamy energy is so far out there that you're not focused on working on it right now and getting it done, and then you get bored and then you go on to something else and then you don't get it done, and then that's it. Okay, with these two energies together, that's kind of what I see might happen with some of your projects or things that you do care about or that you are passionate about. You might be dreamy enough about them, but not practical enough about them, and or you don't believe that it could amount to anything, so you don't take it very seriously, and like I said, you easily get bored and you go on to something else. So that is something that if you can settle that energy down a little bit, like we talked about earlier, I think you could create wonderful, beautiful, awesome things, and that you could do a lot with it. So that's just kind of the advice there for that. We had a couple of other cards here. We have the Nine of Cups energy and the Eight of Wands energy. Once again, Wands energy. But with the 8 and 9 of Wands, both of those to me kind of show that whole protectiveness energy, or that whole feeling like you need to be standoffish from other people. But also the 8 of Wands energy too also shows me creativity as well, and innovation. And I do think that you have those things. So to me, once again, backing off from the protective energy a little bit and utilizing the innovative energy, I think is kind of the way to go here. Okay, so that's kind of where we're seeing that. Let's go ahead and move on to our oracle spheres. And this is one of my favorite parts of the reading, because you all get a chance to be a little bit more interactive with the reading, besides just picking your pile. Basically what this is you ask a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to. It could be related to the reading. It could be something you've just kind of wanted to know about. It doesn't matter. It's just, whatever question you'd like to do. And then we have 4 different stands here for you to pick your answer to appear on. We have bronze, gold, blue, and green. And then we go and we pick your answers, and they go on your stands here. Now, some people have utilized these in other ways. They found other ways to utilize these question and answers, and if you've done so, I encourage that as well. That's great that you've been able to do that, and I like that. So let's just go ahead and get our answers here. Number 1, bronze, is very likely. Number 2, gold, is a yes. Number 3, blue, is a not sure. And a number 4, green, is a probable. All right. So number 1, bronze, is very likely. Number 2, gold, is a yes. Number 3, blue, is a not sure. Usually that energy to me either means that the question wasn't very clear, or some things have to play out first before an answer can really be known. And then the number 4, green, is probable. So there's your Oracle Fairy answers. Okay, guys, I hope you had some messages that resonated with you and that you could do something with, and that you could focus this energy and do some great things with it. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up and leave us comments in the comment section. Don't forget to share the channel with your friends and family. If you could put a link to the channel on your social media accounts, that is the easiest, best way for us to get noticed right now. YouTube their algorithm is really, I don't know what it's doing, but it's not sharing our videos with very many people. So it's really odd. I'm not sure what's happening here. So by you guys doing that, it gives us an opportunity to get out there to people, and we really appreciate that. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot readings out there on lots of different topics, so you might want to check those out and utilize them in any way you can there. Alright guys, we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye bye. Hello Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the flash here, I was kind of thinking when I did the first reading that all 3 of the superheroes I picked were kind of my top 3 favorites, so I thought that was kind of cool. All right, remember this reading is on what are your strengths and weaknesses. Also, I'm really hoping, which for the first 2 piles this happened, so it probably will as well, where we can maybe get some advice on how to utilize those strengths and overcome some of those weaknesses and be able to do something with that. So hopefully that'll come through as well. We do have our charms that we're going to be looking at, as well as our oracle spheres. So you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you can get an answer to as well, because we're going to be doing those later on. All right, let's take a look here and see what energies we've got going. We have number 38, 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. Okay. We have number 6, the Lady and the Lord, or the Lover's card. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Swords. The 6 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. And the King of Wands. Interesting. All right. The very first thing that came out is that you guys are highly, highly emotional people. You care a lot. like deeply about things, like extremely so. You, the things that you care about, whatever those happen to be, the people, the things in your life, whatever those happen to be, you care about them extraordinarily deeply. It's this huge strength of yours. Because you would almost give up almost anything for them, and have in some cases. And so once again, what's happened with these readings, I was very surprised, but and it honestly makes sense as well, is a lot of the strengths that we have are also our weaknesses. In that, your caring and your love is such a huge strength. It's a beautiful quality. It's wonderful. It's makes people really like you. It makes you just an awesome person. But also, it leads to an opportunity for people to take advantage of you. And then so it's your greatest strength and weakness together. In that, sometimes you are so giving and so loving and so caring that you hurt yourself by giving too much. This could be financially, this could be emotionally, this could be pretty much in any way that you can think of. But that's what happens a lot, is that you care so deeply that you give too much of yourself, or too much money, or you don't have enough time for your own pursuits or the things that you really care about from that point of view. So especially the people that you love and that you care about, or I do think that you do so much for them that you don't take a lot of time out for yourself and do a lot for yourself. And I think it's a big conflict for you. I think the Two of Swords energy kind of shows that, where there's this conflict here between, you wanting to go this direction, or you wanting to do, maybe have some alone time, but, oh, this person or that person needs this and that and the other thing, so I must go do this instead. And I think most of the time, the people that you care about win. You notice how in this Six of Pentacles, most of the time it usually shows somebody giving a gift freely to children or somebody else, and they just hand it out to them, and they're super happy and everything's good. This particular Six of Pentacles card, you notice how there's a bunch of hands reaching out to get this, almost like they're begging or asking for it, rather than the person freely just giving it. And I think that that's kind of what happens to you in a lot of ways. I think that's kind of where the Five of Pentacles energy comes in. I think you give up so much of yourself that you kind of get a little bit more into this energy here. And I think that happens sometimes. I think people ask a lot of you and you let them take advantage of you. But once again, your love and caring, like I said, it's a big strength of yours. You have the King of Cups here, which just shows, the top of the emotional game and all that. And then we also have the Ten of Cups, or the Ten of Pentacles, sorry, and the the Lover's card here. So with those energies, like I said, I think that your love for your family and friends and people that, and things that you care about is a great strength, because you're almost like the glue that holds everybody together, or everything together. You show other people how to love. You're very good at that. And that's a great strength. Is, like I said, it's something you don't want to, give that up for sure. You don't want to become hard-nosed or anything like that. But once again, it is somewhat of a weakness of yours, because you tend to sometimes give up too much in detriment to yourself. You notice how on this card as well, he actually has a scale in his hands, which usually that's not a symbol that's on the Six of Pentacles. That's a little rare. Usually it's on the Temperance card or some other, the Justice card, things like that maybe. But it's rarely on the Six of Pentacles. And what I see with that is that if you could learn to balance your giving nature and your loving nature with not giving up too much of yourself, if you could learn to balance that and not let people ask too much of you or take too much from you, that would be great. That would be utilizing your gifts to its best advantage that way. Because when too much is given, then all of a sudden you don't have any more to give. And that's kind of what the Five of Pentacles is showing here. They're so desolate. They don't have anything now at this point. They're having to go someplace else and ask for help themselves because they don't have any more to give. And this isn't necessarily money. It could represent that, but I just mean emotionally, physically, mentally, all of those things. Time-wise, even giving up too much of your time. Those are all things that, if you give up too much, then all of a sudden you don't have anything left. And if you don't have anything left, you can't give anymore. And if you can't give anymore, then that's a detriment to you and to them. And you need to have some in reserve for your own health and happiness. And, the Queen of Pentacles can kind of show that beautiful abundance. The King of Cups here, you notice how he's feasting, he's celebrating, he's enjoying life. So you need to reserve enough for yourself to enjoy your life as well, and enjoy the things that you want to do and other things, because then your love and happiness can be truly fruitful and truly abundant, and you can give out more to other people. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. And honestly, that's the biggest strengths and weaknesses that's coming through for you guys, is that energy. There really isn't anything else showing up here. There might be more that shows up in the charms, but that's really your biggest strength and weakness together, is your caring heart and your love for people and other people like that in your life, and especially people, but it could be just other things that you care about as well, but mostly people. And then, like I said, the weakness is them taking advantage of that or taking too much from you. Because it's not just you giving it freely, or you giving out what you can give out, but them actually taking from you at that point, which is somewhat different there. So that's the biggest energy that's coming through for you guys, and that's just something for you to watch out for. That's something for you to pretty much the advice for everybody in all of the readings is to take their strengths and utilize it in such a way that it downplays the weakness of it. Balanced energy, learn to, balance your strength with the weakness, and learn to do that kind of thing. And in your case, that's basically the same energy. Learn to balance your life and how much you give for yourself and for other people, and then your strength will, the weakness part of your strength will diminish greatly, and mostly the strength will be left. And that's pretty much true for the readings for everybody today, which I guess is kind of true for a lot of our strengths and weaknesses in life. I never really thought about that until I did the readings today, but I guess that's pretty much true for most things. They kind of have a double-edged sword, or they kind of have a dual thing to them. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our charms and see what else we might have to say about this, and then we can also do our oracle sphere questions as well. All right. Ooh, hardly anything came up. How interesting. That's probably the smallest amount of charms I've ever seen. But you got the Libra scales. That's intriguing. You also have the ruler here, which is another measured type of thing. I find that very intriguing. We have the luxury car and the money bags. And you had the Wheel of Fortune earlier. What I see with this is you have a great abundance in your life. Um, and you can manifest great abundance as well, or a lot can be there if you have this measured approach. Like I said, otherwise the Five of Pentacle energy comes through, and what I mean by abundance is I mean having everything in life, being enriched in life by everything that you would want. And now another energy is coming through here. This has to do with giving too much again, but it's a slightly different twist on it. So bear with me here a little bit. Let's say you have a family and you're very, very close to them, you love them very much. But maybe you love them so much and care about them so much that you literally push them away, or that you smother them in some way, in which case that might ruin that whole close family dynamic. Once again, giving too much of yourself. It's that same energy as before. And that is something that if you take a more measured approach and not go too far one way, then you can have it all. You can have that loving, wonderful family, caring, closeness, being abundant with all of those things. And I don't mean, and I can mean, money. It can mean love. It can mean, having enough in life of things that you want, like the King of Cups there, that kind of thing. So what I mean by abundance is having more than enough of the things that you need in life and that you want in life and so forth can all be yours, and is there at your fingertips. It's all available to you as long as you take a measured approach to things, as long as you don't overbalance, don't give too much of yourself in any way, shape, or form that you do so. Okay, so that's just kind of one example, along with what we were talking about earlier. By not giving away too much of either your emotions or money or time or any of those things that you might give up too much of. By not doing that, by having a more measured approach, you can have everything, because you won't be giving up so much that you now have nothing. Okay? Because that will happen. Too much of anything is a bad thing. Okay? I don't care what it is. It could be vitamin C, which is good for your health and all that. You take too much of it, it's not good for you. And that's true for anything you can think of. I don't care what it is. You can think of it, and too much of it is not good. Okay? It could be the greatest thing ever in your whole life, but too much of it could be a bad thing. Okay? For whatever reason. So no matter what it is you can think of, too much of it can be bad. Okay? So too much love, too much caring, too much giving can be a bad thing. Okay? And so that's where the whole message for this reading is for you guys, is to learn to be measured in your caring, your giving, your love, and what you give to people. And like I said, this could be money, this could be time, this could be love, this could be, any kind of energy that you give too much of, or that people take too much from you. Okay, so that's the energy that's going on there. That's what I want you to think of. That's the kind of thing that's going on for you. Okay? I actually have an urge to pull a few more charms. I don't think I ever have done this before, but I'm going to today because I feel like I need to, so I'm going to pull a few more here. Oh, this is interesting. We have the mermaid and the butterfly, and the octopus. The octopus to me shows more of that balanced energy because he has 8 arms and, kind of has his fingers and lots of different things. But the butterfly and the mermaid show a transformational energy. And what I see for that is guys might be going through that transformation right now. You might be changing things up. And that's where the fearless and the young and strong come in, because maybe you haven't been very strong to say no when it's a good thing to say no. Maybe you haven't been very strong in that, you keep wanting to give out stuff, and you're not, strong enough to hold back and go, okay, I need to think about myself here a little bit more, and you do this. Maybe you haven't been strong enough to do that, or fearless enough, or maybe you were afraid to say no to people, or that you thought maybe people wouldn't love you if you didn't give everything. We had a friend years ago. We had some mutual friends together, and the mutual friends are no longer friends of ours, but we met through the mutual friends, and the mutual friends took advantage of this person. He's very sweet, caring, would do pretty much anything for you if you asked, and they asked all the time, but they never really wanted to give anything back. They didn't, they would kind of push him away when they could. They didn't want to spend a lot of time with him. They didn't want to do other stuff, and so all they really wanted was what they could get out of him. And that was not a very good energy. But he was afraid that if he didn't do the things that they wanted him to do, like drive them places, or go here, go there, or give them money, or do whatever they wanted, that he wouldn't be liked. And that's a common energy for a lot of people. And so maybe there has been a little fear for a few of you guys. Maybe you've been a little afraid that if you don't give of yourself the way you've done so, that all of a sudden you won't have the love and friends and family and other things that you have, that they wouldn't like you anymore or something. That's a little not true for all of you, or that not all of you are in that energy, but a few of you might be. So the message I have for you is, now's the time to be fearless. Now's the time to go through that transformation and become more strong, and realize that you do have a lot more worth than what you're giving yourself credit for. You have a lot more there. Butterflies are beautiful, mermaids are awesome. There's more to you than just what you can give to people in that way, or what they can take from you. There's more to you. There's more depths to you. There's more facets to you. Once again, the octopus, 8 different, arms. There's more to you than just what you can give or what they can take from you that way. So just kind of wanted to get that message out there for a few of you. I think that was kind of important. So that was just kind of what happened there. Let's go ahead and move on to our oracle spheres and get an answer to a question that you might have. I love this part of the reading because you guys get to be a little bit more interactive with it than just picking your pile. Basically, what you do is you think of a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to. It could be related to the reading, or it could be something else that you've been wanting an answer to. And then we go through here, and you pick a stand. You got bronze, green, gold, and blue. And you pick which stand you'd like your answer to appear on, and then we go through and we get our answers. If you found other ways to utilize these as well to help you make decisions or do other things, some people have done that. That's awesome too. And, if you've done that, that's great. But let's just go on and get our answers here. All right, the number 1 bronze is a not now. Just not necessarily a no, just not right now. And number 2 green is a yes. Number 3 gold is a very likely. And a number 4 blue is a yes. All right, so number 1 bronze is a not now. Number 2 green is a yes. Number 3 gold is a very likely. And a number 4 blue is a yes. So there's your oracle sphere answers for your reading for this week. Wow, guys, I hope there was some messages here that you could do something with and that was useful to you. Please leave us comments in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the reading. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And if you can share this channel on your social media accounts, that is so super appreciated. YouTube is not doing a very good job of sharing our channel with people at the moment. And so we're depending on you guys to do so for us, to help that get out there. And we really, really appreciate that a lot. Also, if you could give the video a thumbs up and check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings out there, and there might be some that have some really good advice for you or some useful information for you to check out. So that would be great if you could do that as well. We look forward to seeing you in future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.